Good afternoon, my friends, and thank you for coming to visit me for another shave. Today's shave is brought to you by Wet Shaving Products, Formula T Gaelic Tweed. We'll be using the matching aftershave that goes with it. Our lathering instrument today is something new to me. This is a 22 millimeter synthetic from Frank Shaving. I got it through a user group on Facebook called Friendship Shaving. This is their first like brush for their user group. They named it Macy. It's the first time for 2019. It's a pretty nice little 22 millimeter synthetic brush. I'd forgotten about it. It came in the mail today, and so you get a brand new brush, you've got to try it out. It's important. Also today, I'll be using the same. There's another one of the fellows in our group has got a Kai Captain folding clone from a company called Shears Direct. They're in Florida somewhere, and I have one of them here. He also sent also have the camisori that matches it, and I'm kind of reviewing this today. And I will bet you that if you took this thing apart and looked at the hardware, that this tail part is going to be inside this handle, because they are virtually identical as far as their length. And as a kind of a coinkydink, it's also almost exactly the length of my feather. Well, maybe just a shade long. Feathers maybe a shade longer, but if it is, it's only because it's fatter here. So I'd be real interested in seeing how this performs. I don't have an actual Kai Captain, so I did pick up the Univin Lions clone, which I think is from the same people that made this one. So I was just hoping to have one of each, but I have two of the camisori and one of these, which is fine. These are I checked this one over pretty carefully. The fit and finish is pretty good. It has good heft to it. The closure is fairly well centered. If I would say anything, I'd probably hog out a little bit of material here so that it closes more fully. And that's just a little bit of Dremel tool work, and it should be just fine. The blade gap is fine. When I took the blade out and I checked for gaps in the meeting pieces, it works good. The door here, I've got a blade loaded in here. This is a feather, what was that, Pro Touch? I think it's Pro Touch. No, Pro Guard. Feather Pro Guard is in here, but I found when I took the parts apart from these that the three are all interchangeable. So that leads me to believe that that's why I believe they're all from the same place. And if so, pretty decent copy, albeit a little bit shorter than the actual Captain. I think they copied the folder first and then stuck the handle on it, and might as well reuse the tooling. Doesn't hurt. So we'll see. This 22 millimeter synthetic is made by Frank Shaving, Chinese company. frankshaving.com. Pretty good. I think if you did frankshaving.com, and it would come to eshaving.com is where you'll end up. And he has wet shaving products. Looking through his product line, seems to have an awful lot of stuff for our multi-blade cartridge brothers, and only a few for fixed blades or only a couple items. He has a couple of straights, but he's got a lot of brushes though, and they don't look bad. If this is any indication, the 22mm is a pretty good performer. It does every bit as good as a Sterling. I don't remember how much I paid for this, so I did it as a group purchase, so I don't have 100% knowledge of how much I paid, but it wasn't too bad as I recall. So let's have a look at this guy. This is the first use on this blade too, so not bad. It's just like using a camisori, only I've got this little extra thing hanging out here. When the subject of this came up a couple weeks ago, in our discussion on the boards, I was kind of surprised of the quality that I was seeing for a clone, and was intrigued. I thought it might be something worth taking traveling. So in case somebody decides they want my razor more than I do, yeah, I'm not out much. Kind of the same idea of, taking the Q-shave. What is that? Taking their clone out. Remember, they say never let this blade stops lift immediately. Just broke that rule. I was fortunate not to lose any precious bodily fluids there. But blade stalled a little bit on me there. The razor, this razor has plenty of heft. I'd go so far as to say it's a little on the heavy side. Excuse me, gotta put my thing inside here. And because this is a feather blade, it's also a little on the harsh side, but it's cutting like crazy. It's doing pretty good. I could stop now and it would be a serviceable shave. But we're gonna forge onward. As I recall, when I ordered this brush, there was an option of synthetic, high mountain, Manchurian something, and a silver tip. The silver tip was in a fan shape, but I was not familiar with Frank shaving, So I says, well, if I don't know them, first order Best Buy or Best stick with synthetics so that at least I know that's going to be a decent shave. Yeah, it's been a while since I've used a Feather Pro Touch. And this one's being a little rough. I don't know if I can blame it on the razor or not. I got just tiny weeper right there. You see a little bit of pink on the when I did the shave with the Lion, long name Lion. I don't know what I'm going to call that razor. I was going to call it a pimp razor, but it's earned a little bit more respect from me because it actually did a pretty good, decent job. Got a great shave out of it. It didn't last very long. And from that, I would blame the blade because it's one that I don't know how many shaves were on. It's just one I had in my general. Here's what let's do. I've done 2 passes. Well, I might as well do all 3 passes with it. I can tell I'm going to have at least 2 stingies. One stingy there and a stingy there. I bit myself. Gila Tweed is a good wet shaving product. It's a good middle road kind of soap. It's not my. It's like the second shelf. It's like drinking Johnny Walker, I guess. You drink what you get. It's good. I think I saw a little pink over here. Got myself in a couple spots. Once again, I don't know to blame it on the razor or the blade. So this may need to put this blade now in the general. And see if I feel that same harshness, then I'll know it's the feather's fault. And probably my technique. Yeah, 1, 2, and 3, and 4. So if I were playing golf today, this would be, it's got to lose points. Shanked one into the weeds there. What, honey? Guess who's here? Yes. If you were guessing well, you were right. Her middle name is Catherine, isn't it? Or Chatty Cathy. What, sweetie? Are you getting here? One moment. You want out? You want the window or not? Okay. Buster's sitting over here too, watching, so I feel very protected. They sensed precious bodily fluids seeping out of me, and they had to show up on the scene. Were it not for these couple weepers, I'm really feeling pretty good about this shave. I say as far as balance and heft, I do like this razor quite a bit. It's going to require some more study, but so far the quality, I'm liking it pretty well. And the vendor, real easy to work with, responds to emails real fast. So so far, pretty good. Shears Direct out of West Palm Beach, I think. Yeah, as predicted, I got a couple of stingers. Wesley just telling me I shaved. A couple of them telling me I might have shaved a little bit more than I needed to. So we're going to let that soak in for a minute. I think I'm at 16 days now to the cruise. So I'm starting to make hardware choices. And if these guys are going to be giving me weepers, then I'm going to take more proven hardware with me. Very likely an injector. And more than likely a feather, until I get more time on the Kai Captain clone, the Kai Captain like platform. Despite looking just like it, feeling pretty close to it, its handling characteristics are just a shade different than the feather. So it's going to take a little bit of getting used to. And on a cruise, on a moving platform, or on a, well, I imagine I'd be shaving when we're in port. I don't know. I don't know if I'd shave at sea with moving under me. I'd probably use a safety razor for that. The Thayer's isn't giving me any trouble. I'm getting medicated. Let's let that dry a little bit. And got a lot of reviewing taking place today. It's not often that I get to do two new things that show up on the same day. So the wet shaving products, Gaelic tweed. Pretty obvious what it's a homage to. It's pretty nice. It's a nice soap. Above average performer. I give it a go. If you're on the fence and trying to decide if you want to order some, sure, go ahead. It's worth it. They have the aftershave, he has the soap, and he has an eau de toilette, eau de toilette. The only thing that I'll give you some heads up on with the eau de toilette, at least in my experience, the spritzers that he's got, have a bit of a thyroid condition, so if you make go for one squirt and expecting just a little bit to come out, be prepared to get a pretty good dousing. So one squirt will give you a lot of product. That said, it's not as strong as the real deal. So if you get a man-sized squirt, it's not going to last as long as a man-sized squirt from the original product, the original Irish Tweed. Frank shaving brush. I don't know if it says Frank shaving anywhere on it. The Friendship shaving brush. Pretty good buy. I'm glad I got it. It's a little bit smaller than my other brushes, but it's nice to have new things. We like new things. It's like we like the new razors. They're shiny, and this one did okay. I don't see any flesh hanging off of it, but it did cause me to nick myself, or I did nick myself in a couple of spots. And I don't know if it's technique. I'll be looking through the film with you guys to see if I have technique problems, or if it's the razor, or if it's the blade. And we're going to try this blade in the Captain later to see if it's just because I haven't used one for a long time. Because I have a poo load of Kai Titans, Kai Pro Touches. Huge numbers of these. So I'm finding I like these real well. Kai. That's all we have today. I'm at 22 minutes and 9 seconds. Happy that you came to visit me. Came through this time without a cutaway for me to clean myself up. I'll take care of that. I didn't really make that big a mess this time. So we will see you next time. I'm Major Rich on the Shaving Cadre. And you'll also find me on YouTube with the other YouTube shave vloggers. I look forward to seeing you next time, and we will see you then, I hope. Bye-bye.